Ashish, firstly, welcome to Turbocharged.
Thank you.
And I think let's start with the fact that the Taigun, the first product under Volkswagen 2.0, is now 2 years old, second anniversary for such a strategic product. How do you feel?
I think, of course, completing 2 years for a product which basically redefined, or gave us an opportunity to redefine the brand in India is a big one for us. There were a lot of celebrations across our dealerships and within the team. Yes, it has been doing well, but of course, it needs to do better, definitely. So I think we have been focusing a lot on getting more features, getting more variants into the Taigun lineup to make sure that we reach new customers, new price points, and also stay current with our offering in the market. So that's been the effort, and I think if you've seen over this year, we first came with the GTH collection where we introduced the black and the manual transmission, and also the matte edition on the Taigun. Then now we have added some very good features into the car with the twin front electric seats, the sound package, the footwell illumination. So it's all about keeping, as the product ages, how fresh can you keep it and how relevant can you keep it?
Absolutely. Yeah. And in fact, on the same note, I think it's not just the Taigun that has reached a milestone. You and me, we are both approaching new milestones. You are completing 3 years at the helm of Volkswagen. Yeah. It's 3 years since I started Turbocharged. Interesting times.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So how has the journey been so far for you?
I think, 3 years, frankly, now that you mention it, I realize it's 3 years. It's been a good journey, exciting phases when you get to, as I said, reinvent the brand, launch new products. It's always exciting. Last 1 year, I think it has been about, keeping the momentum, making sure that you now focus on the operational part of the business, because the initial buzz dies away very, very soon in the Indian market. You have to stay grounded. You have to make sure that you look at what is coming up in the market, how the customer is responding to not only your products, but also to your communication and to your messaging, and make sure that you stay relevant in the customer's mind. So that's I think been the effort this year, and whatever is possible from our end, and more we have tried to do to meet the customer's expectations. So it's been a good journey. But as we were discussing, Abhay, I think the key is to stay hungry. There should always be something which keeps you awake in the night, to look forward to the next day. So I'm as hungry as when I started.
That's great. That's great. Now, talking about staying relevant, now, of course, the cars were introduced last year, but this year we've seen you introduce a fair number of, additions and updates to both the Taigun and the Virtus. So can you just tell us about that?
Yeah, I think if you remember, last April, we introduced all of you to in Cochin to the GTH collection. Now, the GTH collection was born out of the realization that number one, the market has moved towards the premium end, and secondly, the customers who are looking for a Volkswagen were actually looking for something which is exclusive. So that's why with the GT we introduced the manual on the GT, on the top of the line GT Plus. We also introduced options like grey and matte, and a couple of other aces which are still up our sleeve, which we will reveal soon. So that was the one thing. Then I think, as I said, keeping the products current, introduce new features. So that's how we have been tackling the product upgrades this year.
And the past couple of years, we've also seen you go ahead with a digital first strategy. How has that been shaping up?
Yeah, I think yes. I think digital became the buzz of the town during COVID. Naturally, everybody jumped on the digital bandwagon, and everybody felt that digital is there to stay. Now, there are 3 or 4 parts of the digital journey. One is the communication journey, where digital is here to stay, and we see more and more, I would say, expenses or the marketing investments actually moving towards the digital phase. But you have to make sure that you strike the right balance. Other mediums of communication are as relevant as they were earlier. That's one part of the journey. The other part is the digital customer's digital journey. Right from prospecting to onboarding to buying a car. So there we also took a lot of initiatives under the Sarvottam umbrella, end-to-end customer digital journey. But I would say last 1.5 years, it has plateaued out, or I would say not grown to the extent that all of us were anticipating. Naturally, because the entire market is open now, customers would still like to touch and feel a car before buying it. But the good success that we achieved was, and the good insight that we got was when we launched the GTH collection. We made it an exclusive collection available only through online booking. Yeah?
Okay.
So that has got tremendous response within 2 or 3 months. We have got 1,500 bookings. We are sold out till January on some of the GTH collection. So that has been a success, I think, and that shows us a template of how to go for the digital journey for customers, make it exclusive, make it something which they cannot get anywhere else.
That's interesting. Yeah. And parallelly, along with the digital focus, we've also seen you have a very specific focus on Das Welt Auto, your used car program. How has that been doing?
No, they're fabulous. I think, again, it was born out of a need when our portfolio, with the Polo and the Vento running out, was not to the level that we wanted it to be, and the dealers were under stress naturally. So it was born out of the need of giving them an alternate revenue potential, and also looking ahead in the sense that how can we leverage the expanding used car market and the hunger for cars in customers, and also the car park that we had created with our Polo and Vento when we launched the new cars. So this was the entire thought process when we reinvigorated, I think, the Das Welt Auto brand in 1918-19. And at that time, our entire network was selling close to 3,000 used cars. We ended last year with 25,000 used cars sales through our network. And this year, we are, I think, looking good to sell more than 30,000. So it's been an excellent journey. But, what are the results? What did we set out to do and what did we achieve? So I think number one, we wanted to make sure that we offer an opportunity for customers to have an outlet with Volkswagen to be able to sell and buy used cars. Secondly, and there we have been successful, the numbers speak for themselves. The second objective was, of course, to get customers into our network who cannot still afford a Volkswagen new car, but who have a long journey. So a used car customer today is a new car customer tomorrow. So from that perspective, we got access to a lot of new customers who will be our new car customers in the future. So that's been successful. The third objective, as I said, was to make sure that it is an alternate revenue and profit stream for our dealers. There also we have been successful. It is one of the biggest pillars of dealer profitability now.
That's great. And now, Ashish, along with digitalization, there's one more side of the automotive industry that comes across, which is electrification.
Yes.
EVs have been the buzz for a while now. They are getting mainstream. So your thoughts and what can we expect?
I think this is known for the last 2 or 3 years, and I think the development is on expected lines. We have been speaking about this subject for 2 or 3 years, and exactly what we predicted is coming true. I think 2 years back, electrics were less than 0.5%. The last data I saw, it is already reaching to close to 3% of the total market. So it's in the right direction. And I think the plans that we have been speaking about always, that we see mass electrification in India happening toward the second half of the decade, maybe 26 onwards. So that is what we stay true to as well. Of course, I cannot discuss about what are the concrete plans and all, because it is in discussion and planning stages. I think our global CEO, both from the group and also from the Volkswagen, Mr. Thomas Schaefer, has spoken about it, that yes, electrification is the way ahead for the brand globally and of course naturally in India.
Absolutely. And Ashish, now lastly, 2023 has turned out to be a very good year. We've seen some record numbers across the board, across segments. So what do you look forward to in 24?
I think you see 24 again. This year when we started out in January, I think we were looking at an industry of around 3.6 million. By all trends that we see, the industry is likely to touch 4 million. So the growth is naturally, as you can see, more than what the industry expected or what the market expected. I would say that 2024 should continue that trend. There will be a natural, I would say, plateauing happening. Maybe we will not see the growth of maybe upwards of 15 or 20% that's been happening over the last couple of years. But this year again, the growth has touched 10%. So I do expect that the market will maybe grow by another 6 to 7% next year.
Great. Thank you so much, Ashish, for your time.
Good. First of all, congratulations from my side. I think if I draw a parallel with a new baby, at 3 years, the small baby starts running. So it's your time to run now, and congratulations. And I think the preparation that you have done to reach this stage is excellent. The build-up has been good. Turbocharged is now a very well-recognized name in the market, and I think the content you guys are putting out is brilliant. So please continue on that path. And as I said, it's time for your team to run now.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.